entering the gates of Auschwitz, persecuted Jews did not know what awaited them. While the words at the top of the gates read, "Labor will set you free," prisoners soon realized this could not be further from the truth. Those that were not immediately sentenced to death were put to work in unimaginable living conditions. These circumstances forced prisoners to abandon their usual definitions of what was right and wrong. This alternate state of reality is called the gray zone. The gray zone refers to the moral ambiguity experienced by inhabitants of Nazi concentration camps. With their life threatened every minute, survival became the ultimate, and sometimes only, goal of the inhabitants. Under constant stress, prisoners often sank into a mental haze in order to cope with their surroundings.
When the prisoners arrived in the camp, it took them a couple of days to adjust to what they were seeing. And within the first days on arrival, scholars believe that the prisoners walked around in what you would consider to be a zombie-like state. Their mind was attempting to protect them from the horrors and what they were experiencing. It was almost as a defense mechanism.
They became desensitized to seeing dead bodies throughout the camps, being separated from their families, and being treated worse than animals. Along with this attempt to block out reality, prisoners also resorted to any means necessary to preserve their own lives, even if their survival was at the cost of others.
Certain individuals that crossed into the gray zone were willing to steal from other Jewish prisoners in order for them to get maybe a little piece of stale bread for their family members. That once again, sons at times, took bread or stale soup from their fathers, and eventually the father or the mother were too weak and died from malnourishment.
Sometimes to remain free, prisoners were forced to work together with Nazi forces to persecute their own friends and families. In his book, The Gray Zone, Patrick Henry writes, "Some of the privileged oppressed became oppressors themselves, thereby blurring any simple, all-encompassing distinction between victim and executioner."
One of the reasons why the Nazis did that was in order for them to, divide and conquer, to pit, prisoner against prisoner. If it was this division among the prisoners, then it would lessen the chance and opportunity for them to unite and ultimately fight back against the Nazis.
We can't know what we're capable of, any of us. How can you know what you do to stay alive until you're really asked? I know this now. For most of us, the answer is anything. It's so easy to forget who we were before.